Did your parents have a favorite child? My twin brother Brandon got our family restaurant when Dad retired, even though I'd worked there every single day for 8 years while he was off finding himself in Europe. Growing up, the difference was obvious. Brandon was the golden boy, quarterback, prom king, the one who could make Dad laugh until tears rolled down his face. Me? I was the serious one, the reliable one, the one who actually showed up. Graduation day told me everything. When Brandon graduated high school, Dad handed him a backpack. Inside, cash, stacks of it. He told him to go see the world, find his passion, live a little. When I graduated with a 4.0 GPA, Dad handed me an apron. Said I needed to learn the family business from the ground up. No cash, no Europe, just an apron. So while Brandon was posting sunset photos from Italian beaches, I was in our kitchen at 5 a.m. learning recipes that had been in our family for 3 generations. I memorized every ingredient, every technique, every secret that made our food special. I built relationships with every supplier in town, negotiated deals that saved us thousands, created systems that actually worked. Brandon was the charming one customers remembered from their anniversary dinners, but I was the one who made sure their salmon was perfect, their wine was the right temperature, their whole experience was worth coming back for. 8 years of this. When Dad started talking retirement, I thought, finally, this is it. I'd earned this. I bled for this place. Given up college scholarships for this Sunday dinner. The whole extended family was there. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. Dad stood up, clinked his wine glass, and smiled. Not at me, at Brandon. I'm proud to announce Brandon will be taking over the restaurant. He's got the personality this business needs to really grow. The room went silent. Brandon himself looked shocked. He actually said that I do everything, that he barely knows how the kitchen works. And Dad waved him off and said, you'll learn the operations. The restaurant needs a face, not a worker bee. 8 years of running the place while Dad played golf, and I was a worker bee. I kept my mouth shut. What else could I do? Oh, and get this. Dad made me kitchen manager. I had to train Brandon for 3 months. Train my own replacement, inventory management, health department regulations, supplier contracts. Watched him nod along, taking notes he'd never read again. He threw this massive reopening party, invited food bloggers, local celebrities, everyone with over 10,000 followers he could find. The place was packed for weeks. Dad couldn't stop bragging about his visionary son. Then reality hit, hard. Brandon had fired half the kitchen staff to streamline operations, replaced our premium suppliers with cheaper alternatives to maximize profits. The recipes I'd perfected over years were being butchered by inexperienced cooks using inferior ingredients. First came the reviews. Food quality has definitely dropped. My salmon was overcooked and the service was incredibly slow. Then, this used to be my favorite restaurant, but something's changed. Not the same place anymore. I watched from my demoted position as everything I'd built crumbled. Brandon was too busy playing host to notice the chaos in his kitchen. Orders were wrong. Wait times doubled. Our 5-star rating plummeted. Within 6 months, we lost our A rating from the health department. The local food critic who'd loved us for years wrote a scathing piece titled, "The Fall of a Family Institution." The dining room that used to be full every night, half empty, sometimes less. 3 months later, midnight, Brandon was at my apartment door, desperate, begging me to come back as a full partner. 50-50 split, paper signed tomorrow, whatever I wanted. I looked at my twin brother. Same face, same DNA, but we'd never been more different. He was drowning in everything I'd built, watching it all fall apart, finally understanding what I'd known all along. I told him I appreciated the offer, but I'd already opened my own place across town. His face went completely white. Romano's Authentic Italian, I said. We're booked solid for the next 3 months. Food and Wine wants to do a feature next month. Turns out good food and hard work still matter to some people. Dad called that night, voice shaking with anger. How could you compete against your own family? We need your help to save the restaurant. I looked out my window at the line of customers waiting outside my restaurant. Then I looked at the foreclosure notice Brandon had dropped on my coffee table. Foreclosure, less than a year. Which family, Dad? I asked. The one that chose charm over competence? The one that gave away my life's work to someone who destroyed it in less than a year? The silence stretched between us. Sometimes, I said, the favorite child gets exactly what they deserve. And sometimes, the worker bee builds their own hive. I hung up, and I never looked back.